The central conceit of A Case of Chiaroscuro, a monochrome hour explained in-universe by an infrared blackbody spectrum, is the kind of formal gambit that could easily read as gimmick in a show that otherwise operates in full color. It doesn't, because the visual choice services genuine tonal ambition rather than novelty for its own sake. Director Mira Mainan and cinematographer Glenn Keenan construct something that honors film noir as its most obvious touchstone, while layering in unmistakable homages to Casablanca and Metropolis. The result feels less like a stunt episode and more like the show finding a new register entirely suited to the story it wants to tell: espionage, moral compromise, and resistance under occupation. Rebecca Romijn is the episode's anchor, and the material asks more of her than the show typically has. Stranded on Klingon-occupied Mat'aar 12 after a botched probe retrieval, Una is mistaken for Navette, a missing Resistance collaborator, and the performance she gives within the performance, assuming an identity she does not fully understand, while genuinely committing to the cause it represents, is Romijn's finest showcase of the season so far. The episode is smart enough to understand that Una's willingness to abandon the safer path of hiding by the shuttle and instead join the Resistance fight is entirely consistent with the character defined across this series by secrets she has kept and prices she has been willing to pay. In a story built on noirish moral ambiguity, she keeps finding a way to act decisively anyway. Demore Barnes' core is a genuinely effective antagonist, commanding, charismatic, and unsettling, precisely because his admiration for Navette never curdles into simple villainy, even as the episode makes clear exactly what he represents. For longtime fans, his presence carries additional charge, because this is the core who will eventually cross paths with Kirk's crew in the original series episode Errand of Mercy. And the show gives him enough to mention here to make that future collision feel earned rather than merely deferential. The Casablanca homages throughout, from the Resistance Cafe to the stirring piano moment that drowns out singing Klingons, are executed with genuine affection rather than empty nostalgia. The La'an subplot, handled as B-plot business aboard the Enterprise, continues to simmer rather than resolve, the lingering effects of her temporary transformation surfacing again in conversations with Christine Chapel, suggesting that this thread has not finished complicating her character. Chapel's confession about the tampered probe data, delivered with the specific guilt of someone who broke rules for compassionate reasons, adds a small but effective grace note about mercy operating outside official channels, a theme that rhymes neatly with everything happening on the planet below. Who can you actually trust? Mbenga's late reflection on the specific moral residue of choosing lives to save at the cost of others gives the episode its most devastating piece of dialogue, and it reframes Una's closing question as something the show has been asking all along. This is Strange New Worlds at its most formally ambitious this season, a genre exercise that never once feels like an exercise, because underneath the noir lighting and the Casablanca homages is a genuinely earnest examination of what it costs to do the right thing in a situation where the right thing is never clearly labeled. And the episode confirms something this season has been building all along. Strange New Worlds is willing to take real formal risks in service of genuinely earned emotional payoffs. Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 4 continues on Paramount Plus, so let me know in the comments. What did you think of the black and white format? And were you excited to see Core prior to his appearance in the original series? And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Fandom Frontline for more reviews as the season continues.